So we have some NFL news that just dropped from Adam Schefter about Julio Jones, and honestly, I'm not shocked where Julio Jones ended up. As you can see here, 7-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Julio Jones is signing a 1-year deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers per source. The soon-to-be 45-year-old Tom Brady now will have a chance to throw to the 33-year-old Jones. Of all the teams that ended up with Julio Jones, it is not shocking to see that Tom Brady was able to recruit Julio Jones to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It seems like Tom Brady always finds a way to get people to him. A couple of years ago it was Antonio Brown, and now it's Julio Jones, and he's not in his prime anymore. He's not the player he once used to be, but he's still a very, very talented wide receiver. And honestly, as a Packers fan, I was really hoping the Packers were going to find a way to get Julio or Odell into Green Bay, just because why not add another weapon for the Packers? I think it makes sense there. But Julio decides to go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which I'm honestly just not that shocked about, considering I think when you have Tom Brady, you always have a shot to go deep in the playoffs, and Julio Jones at his age is probably thinking that, assuming that, and recognizing like, okay, I'm older in my career. It's not probably as much about the money now for Julio Jones, considering he's made so much in the league, and he probably was looking for a situation where he could just go in and automatically have a shot to make a deep playoff run and maybe get to that Super Bowl. So Julio Jones is on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and if we look at Julio Jones and his stats for the past few seasons, he has dealt with some injuries, especially this past year, these past 2 years. In 2021, as you can see here with Tennessee Titans, only playing 10 games, 31 receptions for 434 yards and 1 TD. And the year before in 2020, only played at 9 games, and he had 51 receptions for 771 yards and 3 touchdowns. So we'll see if he's able to stay healthy. That has been one of the concerns with Julio Jones. Can he stay healthy, because he is now 33 years old, and considering the past 2 years he has dealt with lots of injuries, there is a risk there for Julio that he's not going to be able to play. So we'll see what the contract is. I'm guessing it's not a crazy contract for Julio because of how old he is, because of his injury history, and he's probably willing to take a deal where he gets paid a little bit cheaper to be on a contender like a Tampa Bay, like the Buccaneers. And now too, when we look at the Buccaneers and their depth chart right now when it comes to wide receiver, of course Chris Godwin is still dealing with his injury from last year, and he's going to miss a little bit, at least at the first part of the season. So who knows how long he is going to be out. So that definitely helps the Bucs here to have someone like Julio to come in and automatically fill in that role. Of course, as well, the Bucs this offseason lost Rob Gronkowski, who I think is going to, that has to hurt a little bit when you lose Gronkowski. When you have Tom Brady and Gronk, just their connection, especially in the red zone, that has to hurt. But now Brady has a red zone, beast in Julio Jones. So now here, if we look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers depth chart at wide receiver, we have Mike Evans, who's still a baller. We have Chris Godwin for who knows how long he is going to be out. They added Russell Gage, former Falcon. Now they also have Julio Jones, former Falcon as well. Cameron Brate at tight end. And so those are sort of their main receivers here. Now Julio Jones comes to this roster. So when Chris Godwin is healthy, Tom Brady has maybe the best wide receiver core in the NFL in Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, as well as Julio Jones. Tom Brady is getting lots of help here when it comes to receiver help. And I think it's funny when you think about the conversation when it comes to wide receivers, and it comes to the Packers. I'm a Packers fan. When it comes to that conversation around Aaron Rodgers and him not having talent, Tom Brady is the opposite here, with now having Julio Jones added to this roster. So we'll see if the Buccaneers are able to get farther than they did last year, losing to the Rams. I don't know. I honestly think the Packers have a shot to go far as always, but I am a Packers fan, so maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm not. But that is the news I wanted to share with you guys. If you guys want to see all NFL news, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I try to put out more NFL videos on this channel. So stay tuned for the next one, and I'll see you guys next time.